The Rookery Mythic Plus guide. Very quickly going to describe how this guide is set up. The video is split into chapters. You can find them down below. The first chapter will describe any of the notable trash. The second chapter will cover the boss mechanics and abilities. And the third chapter will be role-specific duties. I have downloadable cheat sheets for all dungeons and raids. You can find them down in the link below. The Rookery dungeon entrance is located in Stormguard near the northwest side of the city. Kyrios Trash. Quartermaster Corritite, this guy is on the very first platform. He has a bounding void ability where he sends out 3 orbs in a line. Once at the end, they return back to him, so stay aware. He also occasionally uses Entropy Shield. This will reflect all attacks from the front, so reposition yourself if needed. The next area, the Rooks will use Localized Storm. This deals pulsing party damage over 5 seconds. Kyrios. The main thing here is to avoid all of the lightning circles. His Crashing Thunder attack will put rings around everybody, so just space accordingly. At 100 energy, he will fly to the center of the arena and begin his lightning torrent. 4 electric orbs will appear around him. Position yourself to be in between of 2 of these. Lightning beams will extend from these orbs, and he will begin rotating either clockwise or counterclockwise. Rotate with them and avoid the extra circles that are on the ground. Once finished, he will mark a large circle on the floor, and you need to move out of this as he will launch himself here, dealing damage to anybody caught inside. Repeat this process until he is defeated. Role-specific duties. Tanks, just keep the boss in place as much as possible. Healers, expect party damage with Crashing Thunder, and expect more pulsing party damage during the Lightning Torrent. DPS, use your defenses during the Lightning Torrent. Stormguard Gorren's Trash. Void diffusers will use Arcing Void. This places a ring around you, and it will bounce to anybody else that's inside that ring. They also use Attracting Shadows, which will try to pull players into the circle. Stay away. Tanks, you guys will need to reposition accordingly. Corrupted Oracles will place a Dispellable Curse debuff on a random player. This ticks damage and leaves a puddle on the ground once it expires. Afflicted Civilians will have an on-death effect, so avoid the circle as it hits really hard. Stormguard Gorren. The main mechanic here is juggling a debuff called Chaotic Corruption. The boss will apply 4 stacks of this debuff to a random player. This debuff ticks damage every second and lasts for 5 seconds. Once it expires, it jumps to the next closest player and its stack count decreases by 1. Once it jumps, it also leaves behind a debuff on that player which increases damage of the next corruption by 300%, so unless you have a damage immunity, you want to pass this debuff off to somebody that hasn't had it yet. Just a final note, ranged players should stay close to the melee so that the debuff can be transferred easier. Other than that, he does Crush Reality, where he will mark a circle area, he will jump up and crash down into the ground. This leaves behind a pool of void energy and sends out multiple beams that travel away from the impact zone. His final ability is called Dark Gravity, where he pulls players towards him. This will deal heavy damage and knock players back if you get caught inside of the ring. Role-specific duties. Tanks, keep moving the boss to avoid the void zones. Healers, expect party damage with the Dark Gravity pool and when he jumps up and smashes the ground. Spot heal the person that has the debuff. If they get it twice, expect heavy, fast damage on them. DPS, make sure you're passing off the debuff, and use a defensive when you have it. The Voidstone Monstrosity's Trash. Void Ascendants will use Feasting Void. This applies a Healing Absorb and a 16-second debuff that ticks damage. Their other attack is Umbral Wave. This sends out 4 orbs from their location. They send out orbs twice while channeling. Consuming Voidstone. You want to try to keep all the other adds away from these guys, as each time it uses Void Extractor, it buffs its damage by 2% per each mob that's near him, and this stacks. Unleash Darkness is their other attack, and it triggers at around 30% HP. They deal pulsing party damage and send out circles that must be avoided. The Voidstone Monstrosity. This fight requires good positioning and awareness, as the arena will slowly be consumed in a ground effect that deals damage to you. The tank should position to the side of the boss, while everyone else is loosely grouped in the center. The boss is shielded, and this must be broken in order to deplete his health bar. Once the shield is broken, the boss is stunned for 20 seconds and takes double damage. This is when you should pop your big damage cooldowns and Bloodlust if it's available. The main mechanic here is to destroy the Void Pillars. The boss will use Null Upheaval, which knocks everyone backwards and will spawn a bunch of pillars. Shortly after this, players will be marked with a large blue ring and be given a speed boost. Players should quickly relocate to different pillars, as when this buff expires, it destroys any pillars that are inside the ring. Players should then reposition back near the middle area. Any pillar that is not destroyed will spawn an ad that will deal pulsing party damage. The longer this ad lives, the more damage it does, so it's imperative to not let these guys spawn. His other ability is Unleash Corruption. He will apply this debuff onto 2 players. This debuff ticks damage and lasts for 15 seconds. Once it expires, or if it's dispelled, it will drop a corruption zone underneath your location. This area of effect will slowly expand for the rest of the fight. So before you're dispelled or before it expires, you want to run this to the back wall or off to the far side. His last attack is tank related and it's called Oblivion Wave. This is a large projectile attack that travels through the tank, so this is why you will want to stand off to the side. Tanks with movement abilities can avoid the attack, just make sure you stay within melee range as he will deal party damage if you're too far away. Role specific duties. Tanks, stay off to the side to keep the Oblivion Wave away from the rest of the party. Always stay within melee range. Healers, dispel the Unleash Corruption debuff once players have moved away from the party. Anyone with the debuff will need extra healing. Expect quick ramping party damage if one of the ads spawns. DPS, destroy the pillars when you have the blue ring, and drop your Unleash Corruption debuff far away from the party while using a defensive. That's it for the Rookery Dungeon. Shout out to these channel members if this video helped them press the thumbs up. Subscribe if you enjoy WoW content. I have plenty of guides, tips and tricks, podcasts, and more. You can show extra support by becoming a channel member. It's 99 cents a month and gives you early ad-free access to all my videos. I also have a Prefessional merch store. I'll see you in the next one.